The technical interview technique I use to get into big tech. When your interviewer gives you the question, take a moment and read it to yourself and then recite back to them in your own words your understanding of the question. This allows them to preemptively make clarifications of your understanding. After that, ask questions that you might have. Can we assume that all the values are unique? Can we assume that all the values are positive? Just clarify certain edge cases. After that, state how you're going to approach the problem. What data structures are you going to use? What algorithms might you use? You can state multiple and then clarify that, okay, we're going to go with this option for now, but we might revisit it at a later point and optimize it and use this, like HashMap or something like that. You can always solve it in the brute force solution and then optimize it. What you want to do though is you want to articulate your thoughts. The whole point of the interview is for the interviewer to understand what you're thinking and your approach to the problem. Okay, next thing, and I think this is where a lot of people go wrong. Draw out what you plan on doing visually before writing any code. So if you're doing an in-order tree traversal, actually draw that out. This way then it allows your understanding to be clarified before you start writing code, but it also allows your interviewer to give you tips or maybe course correct that you otherwise would have missed if you just jumped right into the code. The next step is actually implementing the algorithm. This is pretty straightforward. It doesn't have to be perfect, but what you want to do is make sure that you're communicating to the interviewer your process. You don't want to just sit there and go through and write all the code and not say anything. Talk through it with the interviewer. Final thing, test your code. So walk through some edge cases, create some test cases, and walk through that. It shows to the interviewer that you're being proactive and you think about certain edge cases and actually testing your code. Most likely what's going to happen is they're going to have feedback and then you're going to work through some optimizations that you might have for it if you have the time. So this is where in the beginning, when you maybe walk through some different algorithms and data structures that you could use, and you said, well, maybe we'll get around to that. Maybe this is now where you can start to implement that optimization using one of those algorithms. I have an entire document on this that I sent to my friends. If you want it for free, just comment and I'll get your email and add you to the document.